Hi everybody, this is Jeannie with Foraging with Jeannie. I'm out today doing some foraging for some orders. So I wanted to show you, this is just some of the vines, the honeysuckle vines. See that, the honeysuckle? The honeysuckle flower is safe for the hermit crabs, but only the flower. You can see I have a lot of honeysuckle vine. They're wild. They go up this tree. I'll go up after that. I do pick the blooms from down here. Down below, they're not blooming now, but those are wild violets. The flowers are safe, the plants are safe. If I don't know what something is, and I can't find out, I don't feed it to the hermit crabs. Some more honeysuckle. Could be a long walk. This is just the backyard. I have to go down into our woods. More honeysuckle. All the vines. If you look, walk in here to it. This is grapevine. All parts are safe for the hermit crabs. They like the leaves better though when they're brown. You could dehydrate them too. Use the wood when it hardens. If you look down inside, that's when you see grapevine wood, it's when the grapevine is hardened. Around here, more honeysuckle. This raspberry plant. The leaves, well, the whole plant's safe, but I just take the leaves, I dehydrate those. But you could just wash them and feed them if you didn't want to dehydrate, or not sure how. Here, the plants all die back every winter. But if you're where they don't, you want the more tender, newer growth. Crabs seem to eat that better. More honeysuckle. Lots and lots and lots of raspberry vines and honeysuckle. Whoops. Remember, watch for snakes, bees, spiders. Don't hurt them. Don't let them hurt you. That's Rascal. He's out here playing while I am working. You can see he likes to walk in a circle. Down along this path. I don't pick anything around him just in case. He uses the potty. This is all raspberry vines. You see the tree and those leaves right there? Those aren't safe. Those are black walnut. I might be wrong. Could be safe. Those could be hickory. Those are hickory. Sorry about that. See? Hickory. That is safe. Bad Jeannie. Telling you wrong. See? Hickory. Hickory nut, hickory wood, the whole hickory tree is safe. Now over on, well, we'll go down here and find some. Then I want to show you my husband's junk pile behind me. There are, I think it's called jewelweed. I call it wild impatiens. They're not blooming yet. They get lots and lots of, also called touch-me-nots, little orange flowers. Crab safe, dehydrated or fresh. Back there next to it, the bright green, tall, bushy top. It's not called wild garlic. It is a wild garlic. It's not safe. It's on the do not feed list. Other plants in here, I do not know what they are. Anyone knows? Let me know. Like I said, if I don't know, I don't feed it. Pokeweeds in here. I do not feed that. Oh, this is a maple tree. This maple tree doesn't have the leaves that you would normally see in a maple tree. But you can tell by the keys, some people call them helicopter seeds, that this is a maple tree. Just a different variety than what most people are used to. The keys have all dried up. You can't really tell that they're keys. Here's one. So see, maple. More of the jewel plants. They won't bloom for another month. Me walking in the tall weeds. Me walking out of the tall weeds. Ouch. This is a maple tree. I don't feed green maple leaves. The crabs prefer those when they're brown. Any of the large tree leaves. Maple. See? Ta-da! Here we go. More jewel weed. More garlic. That's a specific name, I just can't remember it. Another maple tree. This is a really big maple tree. One down here. Weeds I don't know. Alright. Not sure on this tree. Let me look. I believe it's a walnut. See how the leaves come out like that to the end? It's just a young walnut tree. They are not safe. No parts of a black walnut tree. More jewel weed. Another maple tree. It's a young maple tree. It's still, 20 feet high. Down this way, this is wild briars or a wild rose bush. They get little white roses. They do get, I think they get little berries. I don't remember. Not sure on this tree. Don't remember. I think what it is, it's a walnut tree with a vine, with grapevine growing in it. See the grapevine? Maybe a couple different trees. I'm not going to remember or say this right. One of these trees are safe. This one is not. Catalpa, Catalupa. Someone could correct me. They get these really big leaves. They get these long cigars on them. I don't see any on this one. I don't feed any of this, not even the flowers. We know the tree itself and the wood are not safe. They get the long cigars on them. There's a Indian almond that's pronounced close to this. It is safe. Don't have them here. More jewel weed. Not sure what this is. I have to look up that shape. I think mosquitoes are eating me. We have lots of different trees here. I can identify birch and maple, sycamore, oak, walnut, cherry, and sometimes ash. I'm not real good on a lot of the trees, but I am the ones I feed to the hermit crabs. Can't identify it, I don't feed it. Another rose, white rose, wild rose bush. taking you down here. I'm hoping to cross the creek and get to some moss. Taking you over to the honeysuckle. Before these jewel weeds get too high, I can get over here. Aren't they beautiful? Well, remember, just the blooms. Wouldn't y'all love to have all this honeysuckle to pick? And you could pick it, and I wouldn't have to. Not as much as I do. The bees and the butterflies and all the pollinators here, I mean, they have it made. More honeysuckle. More wild rosebush. Over here, I'm going to cross the yard. These are blackberry vines on this side. Also, those leaves are safe. Honeysuckle vine. It's not. See, blackberries. Soon. Down this way, there are some big thistle plants. I do cut the top off of thistle plants and pull the purple flower part off. Just the flower. When they bloom. It looks like the bugs are going to town on this. It hasn't had the flower yet. That's a thistle. Big purple flowers on top. Big pokey thorns all around. It's wild garlic, wild onions. The crabs can't have those. More honeysuckle. Now, I might have to go around that look at husband's junk pile. Yeah, it's really pretty in there. But we are going to have to go around because Jeannie doesn't want to walk through all those weeds. Here we go, back up this way. Hope you're enjoying the scenery. Really big tree. A lot of the large trees are walnut. Most of mine here are sycamore, birch, and maple, and oak are the large trees here. This tree, I think, is dead. Well, it has some green on it. More blackberry vines coming up. Honeysuckle. Way up in that tree. Is that a locust tree? Locust trees are not safe, no parts of. I do feed the blossoms and my crabs do fine. Locust tree. It's a smaller one. If you choose to feed the blossoms of the locust tree, just do so with your own knowing that the tree isn't safe. I've been feeding them for 3 years. That's me. And I know how to identify it. Make sure you do. If you're not sure by pictures and IDing yourself, don't feed anything. It's not worth the risk. There are a lot of look-alike plants. If you look down here, see the yellow plants? Not sure what they are, so I won't feed those. But way down here, wait a minute, can I get it? That is a dandelion. But these others, no, they're not. Yellow, not dandelion. Lots of vines. we're going to go in here because I'm hoping moss is on the other side. Not as much as where I like to go. I go to my husband's mama's property up in the hills in Mineral County, West Virginia. This is my property in Hampshire County, West Virginia. When you're out here walking in this, you should probably wear long pants and a form of insect repellent because of the wood ticks. And one of the mosquitoes hurt, but wood ticks. There's another thistle. Don't bump into it. It's full of little spiky thorns. Flowers out here that look like daisies that are not daisies. I don't remember the name of them. They're not safe. Wild daisies is something I have trouble identifying, so I don't use them. See, I wouldn't use it. Now somebody comes here and goes, "Oh, Jeannie, that's safe. That's such and such." Okay. But I can't ID it on my own, so I'm not going to pick it or feed it. There's some more. If anybody knows, there's the whole plant. Let me know. Here we're still going. You can see lots of those back here. See how the leaf pattern are? If you know, they're yellow and white. Some have like a purple or pink tint. We're going down in the creek bed now. I'm going to try not to fall in. You can laugh if you want. That's moss, but I put that there to grow. I don't want to pick that. I did the video for CrabCon over here. Here we go, Jeannie. Don't fall in the creek. Okay. I didn't die. Hurt my ankle. Alright. So you can see, when I say I harvest this stuff, there's times that it's a little something. Trying to hold my bag, the phone. Don't want to drop you guys in the water. You're probably going to see my finger. But I'm trying to save my phone. Trying to see how I can get across. I guess I'm going to have to walk in the cold water. It is. Woohoo! It's not real cold out here. I try to focus you guys better after I make it through the creek. Right now you're looking at the water, because I'm looking at the water. You'd be thinking about me. I don't want to fall in on a rock. They're hard. Very rocky. There's some minnows. These rocks are slate. Some sandstone. They're safe. I wouldn't take big ones. Take them home. Ow! And set them down in boiling water. Cover it up. Scrub them off. Don't boil them. Clean them with boiling water. Well, I made it to the other side. In one piece, yay! It's really pretty over here. Now, to find moss. There's a rock. That pretty rock? It's got lichens on it. Not the right kind. Be looking where there are no ground lichens that I've seen here on this property. But, trying to think of where I found the moss. Because I do. Oh, I see some. So, oops. Watch where you're walking. Watch for snakes. Little animals. And hey, while you're walking, there was some deer poop. Not the deer. Isn't that pretty? And there is moss. Now, there's my bag. Take out my child rake. Stand my bag up. I'm going up here to get some of this moss. I have an order for moss, and I'm not going over to our other property until tomorrow. So I just gently now, when you agitate it like that, you can see if there's ants. I saw one running away. None in this. I'll clean the dirt off of it when I get home. Leave some. Don't take it all. It's a nice branch. It's lichens. So what I would do is, if I thought I wanted that, which I have a lot, is look at the trees nearby. Maple. All around us. Right here is maple. And a birch. So that's most likely maple or birch, and it's safe. And it's really old too. So next moss, just gently. And if you don't have a child's rake, this time of year you want to watch where you're putting your fingers. If you don't, and all these if you see pine needles, you can clean in plants. You'll pull those out at home. I need more. Right here's some more. Should come up fairly easy. People like to have large pieces. Some people like small pieces. Look, hickory nutshell. So hickory tree is right here. Is it root? I'm not going to take any more from that spot. Alright. I'm trying to find the safest way up. I have fell down these mountains. I'll show you where I was. I was talking to a friend of mine, Rosemary, and after I fell down the side of this hill, you see that? It's a drop off to the creek, not where I fell. Here's some more moss. Come on, come off. Okay. I'm not picking any up today because I have lots and lots of dry leaves. These are oak leaves. They're safe. Oak leaves. I'll pick one up, show you the shape. It's an old oak leaf with moss growing on it. You can rinse that off, freeze it. Crabs are like them both. More moss. Where's that? Beautiful rock lichens. I don't pry those off. Lots of moss this way. So watch for animal life. Don't want to hurt it. Don't want it to hurt me. Maple trees, both sides of me. Nice piece of bark, but you know, this is pine. I didn't see the pine tree. No, you don't want that. See, you could use your fingers. I like to get larger pieces. Watch underneath. Okay. This looks like, I think, no, I might be wrong. Bird moss is what I call this. This one. Don't take it all. You'll hear me say that a lot. That's how I believe. Isn't that pretty? Right, come on down. I say that a lot too. Come on down, and isn't that pretty? It's a maple branch. I knew because I compared it to the one up in the tree. And there's the pine tree. Oh, I miss a pine tree that big. You know, with me, it's like the education comedy hour, guys. I hope you like just how I am. I used to call this carpet moss because it rolls out in a carpet. It looks like a type of curly moss, also in with fern moss or feather moss, depending what you call in your area. Sorry about, hope it didn't make you dizzy. I'm going to try going along this way. Sorry about that. I'm trying not to hit buttons on this phone and walk. Just about. Unless the kids come back for the swimming hole in the creek. I'm usually the only human back here. See if I can show you any fish in the... I'm sorry. There we go. I don't know how good it's going to show. I won't go down. I'll probably fall in the swimming hole. There are some fish in here. Many people call them suckerfish, squeakers. I'll see 4 or 5 in there. A lot of things wash up here when the river comes up. It's just really beautiful here. Even with what the humans do. Hear my bag rolling down the hill. Kind of need that moss. Come back here, bag. Grab my rake. I've gone off and left my rake before. Oh, I heard something. Hopefully that's not a bear. Be nice to be able to see a bear, but I can't run. Hopefully just a deer. Or a bobcat, as long as it doesn't bother me. I won't bother it. More moss. Looks like I've been here before and it's grown back. I mean, it hadn't been that long ago. Maybe. Hasn't been a year. Different kinds of moss. Try to get some of that, I think. If it doesn't come up easy, no. I'll just leave that. It'll be fine. Look at a tree up there. Just fell. I don't think it's been long. That tree wasn't laying there last time I came up when I rolled down the hill. I had no one with me, so I messaged Rosemary it was Rosemary or Rita Clemens. And I'm like, I just rolled down a hill. I'm okay. My phone's okay. There's tracks. I'm hoping, thinking that those are deer tracks. They look like it. They're just sunk down in the moss. More moss. The really nice pillow moss I get over at my husband's grandmother's. So I'm trying to break off some of the dirt. If it's dry, it comes off easy. Really nice piece of moss-covered wood. Not sure. Doesn't smell like pine. One time I picked it up, it smelled like that piece of wood, and a skunk had sprayed it. So, not fun. Funny, not fun. Another piece of wood. It's moss and some, there's other names for the lichens on the wood too. I mean on the rocks. Don't remember. I kind of tend to what I know I want to keep. Show you where I fell last year. Down this. Only maybe up there. Is this where it happened, Rose? This is where it happened, Rita and everybody else. That day I walked the creek back and then I climbed up here. It's easier to climb up here and leave the creek alone. So someone told me it would be easier to take the creek. Look at that tree. I mean, look at that. Watching for snakes and angry animals. They're like, what are you doing up here? Look at that tree. definitely a hardwood tree. Big one. Nice bark fell off too. Just right now I don't need bark. Another really huge trees. 2 or 3 others back there. I'm not sure. I don't think they're actually don't get that big. Probably sycamore. I'm not sure. Doesn't look like sycamore bark though. Looks like oak. And they're baby oak trees. Just it's been such a while that there's no leaves. Look at that piece of bark. Oh, I wish I could carry that back home. Look at the ferns on here. I'm not climbing that. I have seen snakes on and around that they can have it. Not to be morbid, but wouldn't that be a beautiful headstone? Ah! I'm okay. I know it's getting a half-hour long video. And we have found moss. Ah. We have heard me almost fall down.